Hi, this is Angela Carney again. Sorry, I got a little cut off there quickly from the Common App section, but we're moving on to Naviance at this point. So at this point now, your student should have signed the FERPA from within the Common App. Then what we do is we have them open up Naviance so that they can match their accounts. And the way that they do that is they go under colleges I'm applying to. You can either click on it through my favorites right here or go up here and select colleges and go to colleges I'm applying to right there. There is a pink bar that goes across the top where they will click Match Accounts, and then they will type in their Common App email address, the one that they use to open up the Common App account, and then hit Match Accounts. What that will do is then copy over any of their schools from the Common App into Naviance and link the accounts so that that way their guidance counselor and their teachers can send the recommendations out through Naviance to their Common App schools. This is also where they can take advantage of adding any additional schools that might not be Common App schools. So if they have a school that is not on the Common App, they just click this plus button. They will type in the name of the school and add it to their list so that that way they have an accurate list within Naviance of all the schools they're applying to. When the schools transfer over from Common App, at times the deadline dates can sometimes not copy over correctly. So your student will want to click on the edit button and make sure that they are choosing whichever deadline represents what they want to get their applications in by so that it's correct. You want to make sure that you have that correct both in Naviance and Common App so that the teachers and the guidance counselor know when they have to write their letter by to have it in so by the deadline date. So make sure your student does that and has it in there correct. At that point, you want to also make sure that your student has added their teacher recommenders. So if they go under colleges and go down to apply to college, and the top here will say letters of recommendation. Now at this point, like I said before, they should have asked their teacher whether or not they'd be willing to write them a letter of recommendation. And then what they would do is hit add request. They will find the teacher in the drop-down menu here. Once they select the teacher, they will choose all current and future colleges unless they're having a situation where they want a teacher to only send to a particular college. But otherwise, usually we have them check off all current and future colleges. They would write a little note saying, thank you for writing my letter of recommendation, and they would submit request. And so what that does is link them to their teacher recommenders. That way, every time the teacher goes in to Naviance, they will see that student in their list of students. They will also be able to see what colleges the student is applying to and when those deadlines are. So that is an important step to make sure that the teachers are on board with when the deadlines are. If a student adds a college later after teachers and the guidance counselor have already sent their letters, the student will want to email those teacher and guidance counselor to let them know so that they can resend to that new school. We do not get any kind of announcement from Naviance, so you just want to let us know if you've added new schools. One last thing within Naviance that we want the students to do is under the About Me section. As I had mentioned earlier on, we are asking students to fill out the college questionnaire, and it's under the About Me section. They choose the college questionnaire, and what it is an area for students to tell us all about themselves and everything that they've done in the 4 years of high school. School activities they might have had, outside activities, employment, anything. We have lots of information in here. So we certainly encourage kids to fill it out as much as they can because the more information we have, the better letter we have to write. But certainly if you don't have a motto that describes you or a saying that you live by, we don't expect you to fill that out. But this is an opportunity also if the student would like the guidance counselor to write about maybe a situation that happened during high school or something to kind of explain maybe a dip in grades at some point. The students can write about that in here and the guidance counselors can work that into their letter for the students. So throughout the process, students want to make sure they kind of check back between the Common App and Naviance just to make sure they're both up to date and they're both matching. Once you've matched them, they should be, but just kind of keeping an eye on that and making sure that all the information is filled out. Within Naviance, once the guidance counselor sends their information in their letter, it will say initial materials submitted, so the student will be able to know that it was submitted. If the student has any questions, we always strongly recommend for them to reach out to their guidance counselor to kind of see where they are in the process to make sure everything gets in by the due dates.